I thought I was just taking a silly DNA test to find out if I had some exotic ancestry. Instead, I found out my entire life was a lie, and the man who raised me isn't even my father. I'm Alex, 25 years old. I've always considered myself close with my parents, or at least I thought I was. My dad, John, 52, is a calm, reliable, blue-collar man who's worked construction his whole life. He's the guy who taught me how to ride a bike, helped with my math homework, and sat in the front row at my high school graduation. My mom, Laura, 48, is a nurse, always fussing about vitamins and what we eat. But she had a warm side. I never doubted my place in the family. I'm an only child. There was never any mystery about my parentage, no dramatic stories, just a normal suburban upbringing, cookouts, soccer practice, Christmas mornings with too many presents. I never had a reason to question anything, and yet, here we are. It all started when my girlfriend Jess got me a 23andMe kit for Christmas. We joked about it before. She's big on ancestry and genealogy. I wasn't expecting anything dramatic. Maybe some Irish, a little German, whatever. The results came in 3 weeks later. We were lying on the couch when I opened the app. Jess looked over. Anything interesting? I scrolled down to the Ancestry breakdown. Nothing crazy. Mostly British, some Scandinavian. Wait, that's weird. It says I have no Italian heritage. Jess frowned. Didn't you say your dad's family is Italian? Yeah, his mom is first generation. She used to tell me stories about Sicily. We both laughed nervously, brushing it off. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe the test wasn't that accurate. Then I looked at the DNA relatives section. No paternal matches. Not a single one with the last name from my dad's side. But there were several people with a surname I didn't recognize, including someone listed as a close family match. I stared at the screen. Jess, I think something's wrong. She sat up. Like what? This guy here. It says he's either an uncle or a half-sibling, but I don't know who the hell he is. I couldn't stop thinking about it. That night I barely slept. The next morning I called my mom. Hey, I said, trying to sound casual. Remember that DNA test Jess got me? Oh, that thing? Did you find anything fun? Actually, yeah. Something weird came up. It says I don't have any Italian ancestry. And there's this guy listed as a close relative. But he's not on Dad's side. Silence. For a long beat, she didn't say anything. Then she exhaled. Alex, I think we should talk about this in person. That sentence made my stomach drop. We met the next day at a quiet coffee shop. I could tell something was off the moment she walked in. No makeup, pale. She looked 10 years older. She didn't even wait for coffee. I never wanted you to find out like this, she said. Find out what? She looked down. John isn't your biological father. The words rang in my ears like a gunshot. What are you talking about? She looked around as if someone might overhear. When I was 22, I had a brief relationship before John. It ended quickly. I found out I was pregnant a few weeks later. I wasn't sure who the father was at first, but I made a choice. John and I had just started seeing each other again, and he said he'd raise you like his own. I stared at her. He knows. Yes, she whispered. He's always known. And you didn't think I deserved to know. Tears welled in her eyes, but I didn't feel anything. No sympathy, just cold fury. I did what I thought was best, she said. I didn't want you to grow up feeling different. John is your father in every way that matters. Except genetically, I thought. Except truthfully. I didn't go home that night. I couldn't stand being around either of them. I texted my dad, or rather, the man I'd always called Dad. No. No reply. The next day he showed up at my apartment. He didn't say much, just stood there, eyes red-rimmed, holding a photo album. I don't care what a test says, he told me. You're my son. He opened the album. Photos. Of me as a baby in his arms. Me on his shoulders at the zoo. Him cheering at my soccer game. I've been your dad since day one. Nothing's changed. I wanted to believe him. But something had changed. My perception of my life had split into two versions. The lie I'd lived in, and the harsh, disorienting truth. I eventually reached out to the man listed as a match on the test. His name was Brian. He's 51, lives 3 hours away. We met for lunch. He looked eerily like me. Same nose, same laugh, even similar mannerisms. It was like looking at a version of myself aged 25 years. Turns out he had a brother, David, my biological father. But David was dead. Motorcycle accident 15 years ago. I'd never get to meet him. Never even get the chance to yell at him. Brian told me David had no idea he had a kid. If he did, I promise you he would have tried to find you. I didn't know how to feel. Angry? Grateful? Empty? It's been 6 months since that conversation in the coffee shop. I still talk to John. We've gone fishing a few times, but there's a quietness now. A gap neither of us knows how to bridge. My relationship with my mom is strained. I can't look at her the same. 25 years of deception wrapped in motherly smiles. She robbed me of a truth I had every right to. What stings most is that they made the choice for me. Maybe I would have come to love John the same way, but I never had the option to decide. To this day, I don't know if what she did was out of fear, shame, or selfishness. Probably a mix of all three. Sometimes, I sit with the photo Brian gave me. A grainy picture of David at age 27, holding a beer and grinning like an idiot. He had no idea I existed, and I'll never get to tell him I did. This whole thing taught me something uncomfortable. Biology isn't everything, but truth matters. We build our identities on the foundation of family, of origin, of names, and stories told at the dinner table. When that foundation cracks, everything shakes. I've stopped calling John Dad when I talk about him to others. But in my heart, he still holds that title, not because of blood, but because of 25 years of showing up when it mattered. As for my mom, she wants forgiveness, but trust, once broken, doesn't heal with apologies. It heals with time. If it heals at all. I didn't take that DNA test looking for a new family, but it turns out I found one anyway, and lost something else in the process. Be careful what you're really looking for. The truth doesn't care if you're ready.